She's the future.
Hi everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight. I'm super excited. I hope you are too. We're all going to take a second right now. We're all going to turn off our phones. You don't need to take pictures. We already took pictures of everyone. You don't need to tell anybody. We have Mitchell in the back filming tonight. You're good. You'll have that. You'll have access to it. Thank you for being here again. This is a super funny show. Raise your hand if you're a theater kid adjacent, parent of a theater kid, former theater kid. Awesome. We have a bunch of things in this show that are just for you. And if you are not one of those people, excellent. The show is still funny, I promise. There are loud noises in this show. That is something that you need to know. We've all worked really hard, and I'm really excited for everyone to be able to see the show. There will be one 15-minute intermission between Acts 1 and 2. I think that's all my career. If you did not pay for a ticket, and you would like to pay for a ticket after the show, you absolutely may do that. Just let us know. That's good. Awesome. Enjoy the show.
Where's the upstage corridor wall? Aggie, I thought I told you.
It was too wobbly. I'm putting on a couple more braces.
Hope they don't make it too bulky. Some people have to be able to cross backstage behind that thing.
That's what I told them. Last thing we need is somebody breaking a leg.
Where are our players?
Going over the lines. You want them?
Of course I want them. It's only 3 days until dress rehearsal. We gotta get this show rehearsed.
Hey, on stage, everybody!
Louie, don't you have any work to do?
Oh, Aggie said everybody.
I didn't mean you.
Well, I'm somebody.
Everybody in the play, Louie.
Well, she should have said so.
Is everybody here?
Not including Louie.
I know, Violet, I know.
Can we please get on with rehearsal?
Hey, Gerry! Do we have to do that now?
Louie!
Not now.
You have to do that now?
Well, do you want the corridor wall or not?
Isn't there anything else you can work on?
Yeah, I guess.
No, take it from the top of Act 3. We've wasted enough time already.
I've been ready for a half an hour.
Who hasn't?
I know, I'm sorry I was late, and it's just Francine had to work late, and we only have one car.
Oh, come on, Gerry. You should have called me. I go right by your place.
Yeah, Saul picks me up for every rehearsal.
Does Margie know that? Oh, come on, Billy. Smitty's 17. He can't have her bike in here after dark.
People, can we have these charming conversations later? We gotta get this show rehearsed.
That's what I've been saying all along. Have a talk, Henry.
Yes, here.
Polly, we're all as anxious as you are. You know, this is the first play by a new author, and we want to do it justice.
Justice tempered with mercy.
I happen to think it's a lovely play.
Sure you do. You've got the fattest part.
How dare you!
He meant that you have the most amount of lines, honey.
I know very well what he meant.
Gotta remind you all that the author will be here at the dress rehearsal, and we still haven't gone through the third act. And what's with those scripts? I told you to be off book 2 weeks ago.
I know my lines.
And I know mine.
And what about the rest of you?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Should I come in?
Wait till I give you your cue. All right, everyone. Top of Act 3. Lights.
Ah, Lord Dudley, you give the most charming parties in the whole...
Louie! What are you doing with the lights?
You said...
That was for the players. We're starting the act, not ending it.
No, I was only doing my job.
That's like that.
Fine by me.
Top of Act 3.
Now?
Yes, now.
Lord Dudley, you give the most charming parties in the whole of England.
Ah, Diana, you are too kind. A pity Sir Percival could not be here.
Oh, and do you know, I'm worried about Percival. He's never accepted an invitation to one of our parties and then not shown up. Not without saying words.
Is that me? I do know my lines. I just forgot where I'm supposed to
I
say
can't
them.
stand it. He's doing this on purpose. I know he is.
Polly, sit down. Philly, please listen to your cues.
Okay.
Take it back line and start again.
Whose line is it?
Polly!
Aggie, why are you still on stage?
From in the winds, I can't hear them.
Well, if you heard them, why didn't you give Billy his line?
Because you said not to throw them any more lines unless they asked for them. I assumed he was just pausing before speaking.
All right. Get the hell off the stage. Take it from the top again.
Do we have to?
Yes!
You don't have to yell.
What do you think? Top of the act. Violet, go ahead.
Lord Dudley, you give the most charming parties in the whole of England.
Ah, Diana, you are too kind. A pity Sir Percival could not be here.
Oh, do you know, I'm worried about Percival. He's never accepted an invitation not to show up to one of our parties.
Go on.
He's never accepted an invitation to one of our parties and then not shown up, at least not without sending words.
Ah, it's Lady Margaret. She might have had motor trouble.
Ah,
Yes, indeed. I do hope he hasn't had an accident.
no. He hasn't had an accident.
That's what I said.
No, you said he hasn't had an accident, as if someone else did.
Oh, should we take it from the top?
Damn it!
Right. I do hope he hasn't had an accident. These roads can be treacherous at night.
Begging your pardon, Lord, but should we delay dinner any longer?
I think not. Can't wait for Sir Percival forever. Shall we, my dear?
I suppose so, but don't you think someone should call Percival's flat and ascertain the reason for his absence?
Do you know, that might be a sound idea. There is something distinctly odd about all of this.
All of what, Billy?
Violet, you did it again.
What?
Called me by my real name. I'm Stephen Sellers, and you are Diana Lassiter. Is that really so hard to remember?
Billy, please.
Sorry, Gerry.
Go back to Violet's line again.
All of what, Stephen?
Line.
This business about Percival
Oh,
and...
got it. This business about Percival and the necklace. He did say he was bringing it tonight, Lady Margaret.
Well, actually, I've never spoken to him directly, but there was a message delivered this morning in the post.
What? On St. Swithin's Day?
By Jove! I never thought of that. Margaret, are you certain about this message?
What? No?
Oh.
You mean you didn't receive the message?
Why, yes, I did, but now I wonder if it were actually from Percival.
I should very much like to see that telegram.
Well, Billy, you jumped the line.
My bad. Did it come by post?
Well, I assumed it had.
Assumed? You mean you didn't actually see this message?
No!
Oh!
Then how did you know its content?
Content.
Content.
Why? Dr. Forbes told me what it said.
Why? Is there any reason I shouldn't have? Why, no, of course not, old chap. Only, if there was no delivery of the post today, then how?
It was not a letter, it was a telegram.
Now you say that line you jumped before.
I should very much like to see that cablegram.
Telegram!
Oh, what difference does it make?
Paul says telegram, then you say telegram.
What do you mean, if? I always say telegram.
I don't give a hoot in hell who says what.
Look, maybe if we could get through with this thing once, guys, we could, start polishing our parts.
Yeah, and when are we going to get actual furniture? These metal chairs are really hard to work on.
Yeah, but they polish your parts.
Again.
Saul, please stop with the jokes and buckle down to work.
I'm just trying to ease the tension.
Look, Saul, your jokes about Polly are causing the tension.
Okay, fine. No more jokes.
Yeah, can we get on with this?
Thought I could finish the quarter while nobody was working.
Just start working.
Well, damn, Gerry, why did you say so? Sorry. I'm gonna make some coffee.
Fine. Let's take it back to Saul's line again.
As a matter of fact, I don't have it due to his phone from the telegraph office. Doris,
Have there been any telephone messages this evening?
now listen here, you young pup. Are you doubting my word?
Oh, of course he isn't Rex. Stephen, you should apologize to Dr. Forbes.
Oh, I shall. As soon as Doris answers my question.
What's that? Oh my God.
Louie dropped the coffee cup tray.
Oh, you bumped it out of my
The
hand.
hell I did.
Anything great?
I didn't think so.
He bent one of the spoons.
No, that was Ben.
People, hold it down, please. Go from where we broke.
No, sir.
No what?
I said.
Oh, wait, I heard what you said. I just wasn't ready.
Go back to Billy's line again.
Doris, have there been any telephone messages this evening?
No, sir.
What? Are you quite sure?
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon. Mom!
No, Smitty. That's true from Madam. It doesn't mean the phone's been keeping Mom.
Oh, okay. Out of order since this afternoon, Mom.
Aha! And what do you say to that, Dr. Forbes?
Saul, that's your cue.
Wait, that's coming too early. We skipped a page.
Aggie?
Hold on, let me find the place. What page are you on?
I don't have my script. I was in such a rush to leave, I forgot it.
You know, I think Saul's right. We go from page 32 to page 34. Who's got a complete script?
Yeah, I got it. Saul's right. Page 3-3. We skipped the whole bit about the diamond necklace.
How come I don't have that page?
I must have made a mistake when I was Xeroxing the copies. Does everyone else have a complete script?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go back and do the page that we missed.
How can I follow along without that page?
Here, you can have my copy. I know my lines, if I get the chance to say them. Say, Gerry, while we're stopped, I got a question.
What?
It's about the play's title. Isn't that a steal from somewhere? An old Agatha Christie movie or something?
I don't think Phyllis Montague would steal a title, Billy.
There's no way she could. You can't copyright a title. It's the law. There aren't enough words to go around to name things. Well, even if that's true, what about the advertising for our show? Won't people think this is a play by Agatha Christie?
All the better for our box office.
And, Billy, it is a murder mystery, so no one gets hurt.
Not much of a murder mystery if no one gets hurt. I thought Sir Percival got bumped off by Dr. Forbes.
People, did we come here to rehearse or to discuss originality versus plagiarism?
You're right. Sorry I interrupted, Gerry. Let's get back to work.
What line do we go back to again?
Yeah, where does the necklace come in again?
Oh, Smitty, I see what happened. You came in early.
I did? I thought I was supposed to enter when Violet says the line about the treacherous roads.
You're close. It's the line about lecherous toads.
All right.
But it sounds like the same.
Yeah, Phyllis Montague fancies herself a poet.
She is a poet, a rare, talented, and great writer.
Would you say that if she had you playing a mule?
Oh, you can't talk to my wife
Come
like
back,
that!
all of you! Smitty, listen to me. This is important. You can't take your cues in the words alone. You have to listen to the plot of the play. That way, even if Violet does mess up, you'll still know when to come in.
I didn't say my line wrong.
You didn't say your line at
Oh,
all.
well, how could I when Smitty came in early?
Oh, can we have these arguments later?
Finally, it came from up.
Yes. We've barely gotten started.
You know what? Maybe a break is a good idea. We'll take a couple minutes and then we'll come back refreshed.
Now you're talking.
Aggie, don't go yet. Don't talk to you. No, I'm getting very worried about our progress.
What progress?
You know what you mean. Never really been this far behind on a play before.
It's not your fault, Gerry. We've never had the illustrious author in our hair before either. If Phyllis didn't keep rewriting the damn show, well, the cast was still trying to learn it.
Promise not to make any more changes.
What do you want to bet she shows up here with 7 new pages?
Aggie, don't. They barely learned the last batch of rewrites.
Small wonder, the way Polly keeps inviting Phyllis to dinner and getting her part fattened.
You start with the fat jokes too. It's enough trying to deal with Saul.
If Polly had her way, this show would be a one-woman monologue.
At least Phyllis is letting us do it for free.
Naturally, no one would pay money to do it.
To be fair, Aggie, it's not that bad.
No, I suppose not. But if Polly keeps padding her part...
She won't. I'll have to put my foot down. They barely learn the lines that they've got.
Oh, I don't know about that. Some of the mistakes tonight were better than the original dialogue. If you just let the cast alone, this show could be a riot.
Aggie, Murder Most Foul is not a comedy. If Phyllis Montague saw the audience laughing at her lines, she'd pass right out on the floor.
Well, then you better have the smelling salts handy for opening night.
Aggie. Is there anything left in the pot?
Not if you're lucky.
I heard that, Saul Watson.
You let it be a lesson to
Yeah,
you.
ha ha ha. Oh, I do hope we get this act done tonight. 3 days until dress rehearsal, and we haven't even done a full run through of it.
Thank your friend Phyllis for that.
Really, you can't blame Phyllis. She's simply a perfectionist.
If she wasn't satisfied with the script, why did she submit it?
Because if we hadn't picked it to do now, she would have had to wait a whole year to get it done.
Why couldn't we just do it as our next show?
We got our audiences preconditioned. Brainwashed is more like it.
That's putting it rather strongly, Saul.
The unvarnished truth is what it is. Every year, without fail, we do a mystery, comedy, drama, musical, in that order, never varied.
Yes, but why?
Well, it just became a habit for us and our patrons.
But what would be the harm in mixing it up?
People would get confused. Comedy fans show up to the drama and start laughing at all the tragic moments. Musical fans show up to the comedy and start clapping in time to the jokes. Or sob during the mystery.
They may still do that.
Whose side are you on anyway?
Side of sanity. Doesn't do me much good around here.
All right, I'm done. Let's say we get going. Come on.
Oh, relax, Saul. You know, we're all much too tense tonight. Why do we keep on snapping at each other the way we do? This close to opening night, we're all usually kidding around and having a marvelous time.
If you want my opinion, we're running scared.
Scared of what?
In our own way, we're as perfectionist as our author. We have the show to be a smash hit, not a smash up.
Amen.
Oh, don't worry. No matter how bad a show may look during rehearsal, we always manage to pull it off by show night.
That's for the printed script. This typewritten stuff isn't bad, don't get me wrong. It's just all the rewrites that are killing us.
But Phyllis Montague give you solemn words that...
It's the only kind of word she knows. I bet she's never giggled in her life.
And don't forget, Polly, she said the same thing last week, and then came back on Monday with 3 new scenes.
I wish she'd stop changing the identity of the murderer. I don't know whether I'm supposed to radiate menace or charm the pants off everyone.
Well, you won't do either, just standing there. Let's get to work, people. Let's see if we can get through the whole act without stopping.
We'd better. I've got to get home and study for a biology exam.
Wait, Smitty. Gerry, from the top or where?
No, let's go to Violet's line when Smitty made her entrance too early and do the page that we missed.
Got it.
I don't know what my line is.
Aggie, throw her a cue.
Hold on, let me find the page. All right, Violet, I'll feed you Billy's line, then you start.
Okay.
Ah, but Lady Margaret, he might have had motor trouble.
Yes, indeed. I do hope he hasn't had, wait, I'll get it.
I certainly hope so.
Holly, please. Violet, go on.
I do hope he hasn't had an accident. These roads can be treacherous at night. Is that where I come in?
No, that was treacherous, not lecherous.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Who does have the next line?
It's Polly's.
Oh,
It's...
No, don't tell me. I'll get it. It's,
I certainly hope so.
Oh, I got it. Violet, can you feed me your line?
Roads can be treacherous at night.
And don't say such a thing. It would make one think that perhaps there's some truth after all in the story about the curse.
Nonsense! There is no such thing as a curse.
And yet, everyone who has ever owned the Delhi Diamond, Gerry doesn't have to be called that. It sounds like it comes from a delicatessen.
That's because you're not pronouncing it right, Billy. You have to pronounce the H. It's pronounced Del-Heel Diamond, not Delhi.
No. The H is silent, Polly. It's Del.
Yeah.
Can we please go on? I've got to get home and study for that exam.
You know, Smitty, I actually agree with Billy. You know, it does sound like it belongs amongst the liverwurst. It looks all right when you read it on the page, but it sounds just silly.
Fine, so we'll call it the Calcutta Diamond.
No. You can't do that. Phyllis Montague told me specifically that she chose that word for its wonderful alliteration, Del Heel Diamond.
Okay, so you can have your alliteration. They call it the Calcutta Carbone. Yeah, it's like a garnet cut, whatchamacallit, a cabochon.
Well, it sounds like a big zit.
So do you.
Saul, please. There must be another gem we can
You
use.
shouldn't tamper with Phyllis's dialogue like that. She won't like it.
She'll like it a lot less if her Deli Diamond gets a laugh.
Look, hon, Jerry's right. It could use a different name.
Well, I suppose...
Oh, hey, I got it. How about the Ranchapur Ruby?
Oh, like that one.
I like that. That's got class.
But whatever are we going to tell Phyllis?
Tell her she rewrote it that way. She's done so many revisions, she'll probably believe it.
Let's hope so. Meanwhile, children, can we get back to work?
Yeah, Jerry.
Jerry, should I write in that change or not?
You might as well. But do it in pencil just in case.
Gotcha.
All right, Billy.
How do you spell Ranchapur?
Take it. No one has to read it except for you. Billy, take it from your line right after Lord Dudley scoffs at the curse.
And yet, everyone who has ever owned the Ranchapur Ruby has always met with a dreadful demise.
There! You see, I knew there was a reason for Phyllis's words. It's double alliteration. Del Heel Diamond and dreadful demise.
Oh, who gives a damn?
Oh, you do not get me started. I
For
swear.
Henry, for once I agree with Saul. Who gives it down? Billy, go on.
And yet, everyone who has ever owned the Ranchapur Ruby has always met with a rotten requiem. Come on, Billy, you sound like an elocution teacher.
So does Phyllis Montague. Billy, just leave the end of the line as is, please.
Okay. Has always met with a dreadful demise.
But Percival doesn't own the diamond, the ruby anymore, not since he sold it to Lord Dudley for Lady Margaret's collection.
Nevertheless, Percival did own it, and that might be enough. See here, Dr. Forbes, you are a man of science. Surely you don't believe in curses. All I know is there are strange things in history, things which defy rational explanation.
Nonsense!
Sheer poppycock, superstitious drivel. Quite possibly, Lord Dudley, and yet, where is Sir Percival?
Frankly, I'm glad he's not here.
Oh my God! What a thing to say!
I mean it. Sir Percival is no gentleman.
Here now! What are you saying?
When he looks at me, I feel as though his hands were running all over my body.
Oh!
But he is a knight of the realm.
He is a disgusting toad, and such toads can be lecherous at night.
Begging your pardon, my lord, but should we delay dinner any longer?
Louie.
No.
Oh, wait. Look too crazy that one. Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry, if he does that during the show, I'm
He
gonna...
won't, Polly, he won't. Louie, you gotta be more careful.
Hey, I mean, look at the bright side. Now we know that the phone bell works.
But that man, I could...
No, you couldn't. Louie's got a black belt in karate.
And how do you know I have? I'm through.
Look, honey, you can't be hasty about these kinds of things. Maybe he's just going to say that you were cut out for crime. You were like getting all the time.
What are we going to do now?
Well, you can't work around her. She's got herself a damned every scene in the show.
Not the love scene in Act 2. We can do that one.
Can't we wait until we get a real couch? These metal chairs are awfully hard to cuddle on.
Yeah.
Aggie, when do we get the real couch?
Should have had it 2 days ago.
Call and find out.
I can try.
Hey, Gerry, you want to take a look at that corner wall?
Oh, yeah, I better. I'm getting worried about those braces.
You and me both. I got 6 2x4s on that thing. It's still flapped around like a sail.
Well, I guess I'll go hit the old biology book.
You have it here?
Why not? All the time I spend waiting to make my entrance, I could study for 3 exams.
Well, Violet, what do you say?
Well, all right. Ready when you are.
Right, on your mark, get set. Ah, Diana, I was seeking Lady Margaret.
Lady Margaret is cutting roses in the garden, Stephen. She may not return for some time.
Would you mind if I waited for her here?
Naturally not.
My time sits.
If you are so inclined.
Diana,
Yes, Stephen?
would you take offense if I were to...
Stephen, what are you trying to say?
Oh, dash it all, Diana, must we play at words? You know the message that longs to cry out from within my heart.
Is it possible? Do I dare for a moment imagine that the message within your heart is the self-same message that yearns to cry out from within my own?
Diana, do you mean, do I dare to dream?
Have a care, sir, have a care, for you know that I am betrothed to another man.
And yet, you do not draw away.
Oh, Stephen!
I am almost afraid.
Then cease your noble trepidation, Stephen Sellers, for though I am a high-born lady, I am also a woman.
Oh, Diana.
If Dr. Forbes should come upon us,
Hang your illustrious fiancé. He shall not have you. Oh, Diana. Oh, Violet.
No wonder you wanted a real couch. Don't worry. I didn't see a thing. Just clean it up when you're done.
so Billy, do you think he suspects?
How could he? I didn't suspect myself till a moment ago.
Oh, darling, neither did I.
You? Anybody here?
Billy, that sounds like Miss Montague.
She promised she wouldn't be here until dress rehearsal.
Did you all hear what I heard?
I think it was Phyllis.
Probably 5 new pages of dialogue for you.
Saul, I just accepted one apology. Do you want to have to make it another?
Yep, my bad. Sorry. Yep.
You? Well, how are you all?
Phyllis! We weren't expecting you, at least not tonight.
Oh, I know I'm being Oh, I know I'm being a naughty girl, Gerald. I simply have so many good and new things to share with you all. I couldn't wait until the dress rehearsal.
Oh, that's a mercy.
More changes? Phyllis, we open in 4 days.
I know, that's why I decided not to wait until tomorrow to stop by. This would be much too much to have to learn in one night.
What makes you think we can do all that in 3?
Oh, don't be a tease, Henry. It's all really simple. I've simply added one extra character and I cut the love scene.
Cut the love scene?
Perhaps I put it too strongly. It's not precisely cut. It is just cut out of Act 2 and moved back to Act 1.
That's not so bad. You said it, man.
Except it's no longer between Diana and Stephen.
What?
Oh, thank God.
Then between who else?
Yeah, the Lord and the lady are already married, Phyllis.
You can't mean the doctor and the maid, can you?
Well, perhaps I didn't make it clear. Diana will still play the scene, only now with Sir Percival.
What?
How can you do that?
Well, I just got to thinking that perhaps a knight of the realm was a better catcher, Diana, than a mere rich commoner like
No,
Stephen.
I didn't mean why. I said how. We don't even have a Sir Percival in the play.
Yeah.
He's mentioned all the time, but we never actually see him.
Yeah, plus that change is kind of rough on Diana, considering I bump off Sir Percival before I get to the house.
You do?
Phyllis, dear, don't you remember the plot of your own play?
Of course I do, but I don't recall a murder.
Oh my God.
Show me where it says so. I wrote.
We never actually see it happen. But when we find that Percival's vanished, and then Rex shows up to the party with his famous gemstone, we figure out who killed him, see?
Murder. You know, I never thought of it as a murder. Well, I just thought that, well, perhaps Rex picks Sir Percival's pocket, and then he drains all the petrol from the tank of his car to keep him from attending the party. Well, after all, murder is so
Popular with our patrons.
And we're already advertising it as a murder mystery.
And we do open in 4 nights. Phyllis, for Pete's sake, is a bit late to audition Percival's. But I've written you all the loveliest new lines. Won't you at least have a look at them?
Bye.
Fine. Thanks.
I'm pregnant?
No.
Diana is. But who's the father?
Well, that's on the 3rd sheet.
Lord Dudley!
Henry!
Polly!
Don't be an idiot, dear.
Oh. But it was a bit of a shock, though.
No. This is ridiculous. How can Lord Dudley be the father when him and Diana have just met?
Oh, that's on the 5th sheet.
Amnesia?
That explains why he doesn't recall their meeting.
She's carrying his child. Diana must remember something.
No. That's on page 7. You see, it was a very dark night.
The entire thrust of the play is altered. Everyone's motivation for what they do is changed.
Surely, with a little bit of work
For the next 4 days?
We couldn't do this in 4 months.
I've worked so hard.
If we haven't, Phyllis, this is far too close to opening.
But there's such little changes.
What about the ending? If Stephen's gonna marry Diana, won't her pregnancy sort of put a crimp in their festivities?
I'm working on that.
More changes? Phyllis Montague, it's hard enough to put on a play, much less one that changes directions every 3 days. This script should have been finalized 3 weeks ago.
What's this? Lady Margaret goes into shock at the news of Diana's pregnancy and loses the power of speech.
Okay, maybe this isn't so bad.
What about my mother?
What about your mother?
Well, when I first tried out for the part, my mother insisted on looking over the script because she didn't want me to play full of sex. If Diana's pregnant, I have to quit the show.
Oh, no, she's only 2 months pregnant. I mean, it's not going to show.
Mother thinks ahead.
Well, of course, if you'd all rather not do my little play,
Now, Phyllis, we're all happy to do your play, especially when we don't have to pay the royalties. In fact, it'll probably put the theater in the black for the first time, well, 6 months. But when the script reading committee read your script, it was based on the original. Now, that one we agreed to do, but all of these changes weren't part of the agreement.
So you're telling me you now feel freely to reject my play?
Well, not as first written. We'll even do all the changes you made up to this point, but these last batch, it's just too much.
And do you have the authority to speak for the entire committee?
When I tell them it's either the first version or no version, I'll have the unanimous back.
Well, of course, if you feel so strongly about the matter, dear Gerald, Polly, how do you feel about it?
Well, it is rather close to opening night.
Got all of your speeches.
I'm Gerry.
Me too.
You bet. Right on.
Nice try.
Thanks anyway.
All right, you go ahead and do the original version. But if the show's reviews turn out to be a box office disaster,
Well, we'll remember who wrote the original.
a little too harsh on her?
She did take it rather hard.
You know, she said once at dinner that she thought of this play as her child.
It's the only offspring she'll ever have.
And when she tried to make that child just a little bit prettier.
That way.
Oh, come on, Gerry, don't be a sap. She wasn't making this child prettier. She gave him an extra hand.
We're just gonna have to learn to love this child as is.
Now you're talking.
All right, everyone, we came here to rehearse, so let's rehearse.
Yeah. I'll give you all to the count of 3. But if I don't hear some snappy dialogue, I'm picking up that hammer.
And I will hold the nail.
And I'm going to get some coffee. You all pick up those long faces and get into character.
Wait, Gerry, where are we taking it from?
Let's go back to Saul's line about the telegraph office.
So, right, okay. As a matter of fact, I don't have it. It was phoned from the telegraph office.
Doris, have there been any telephone messages this evening?
Now listen here, you young pup, are you doubting my word?
Oh, of course he isn't Rex.
Stephen, you should apologize to Dr. Forbes.
Oh, I shall, as soon as Doris.
No, sir.
What? Are you quite sure?
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon, Mom.
Aha! And what do you say to that, Dr. Forbes?
Oh, Stephen, I believe you owe Dr. Forbes an apology.
Doris, you best answer that before we owe the caller an apology too.
Hello? Who? Why, yes, he is. Just a moment. It's for you, sir.
Doris, who is it?
Sir Percival!
Oh!
Why, it can't be. I mean...
Yes, Doctor. Exactly what do you mean?
Why,
What? No. Why, no. Oh, thank you. Thank you, man.
And why doesn't he? You look so strange. What did Percival say?
Excuse me just a moment.
Did we do something wrong?
No, I just want to see what everyone was doing before the phone rang. Can we take it back a couple lines?
Are you sure, Gerry? It's awfully far till the end of the act.
It'll just take a moment. Can we go back to Smitty's line about the phone?
Oh, sure. The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon, Mom.
Aha! And what do you say to that, Dr. Forbes? Okay, now I got it. Aha! And what do you say to that, Dr. Forbes? Sorry, wrong place.
And only 4 more days till opening night.
I'll get it.
Louie, why isn't that curtain open?
There's a draft back here. The curtain keeps some of it out.
Probably because someone left the front door open. I closed it.
You know, why are theaters always so drafty backstage?
They're designed that way on purpose. The breeze comes in handy in case the play smells.
Well, give a particular plane mind, Aggie.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Hey, Gerry, do we have to wear makeup tonight?
Oh, I don't care so much about the men, but I do want to see how the women look, especially their hairdos.
I think they're using wigs.
I've seen the wigs, but I want to see them wearing them.
Okay, I'll go tell them.
How do you like the wall?
What wall?
Well, Louie never...
It looks all right on this side. But
If everyone's careful... I told Phyllis was to simplify things for her, but I didn't tell her what I was simplifying.
good thinking. Polly in a good mood tonight. She nearly walked out on us again last night thanks to Saul Watson.
You gotta admit, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, the humor cost us nearly half an hour. At least I got him to promise he'll say that Lord Dudley was going to have a talk with Lady Margaret instead of chew the fat with her.
Well, even if you get him to behave himself during rehearsal, how do you know what he's going to do while the show's in performance?
I don't want to think about it. I'm having nightmares already.
I'm surprised you can sleep at all. Tomorrow night, this whole thing will be out of your hands. Then, all you can do is stand in the wings and pray. There's not enough room to kneel.
Maybe I'll spend the opening night in some cozy bar in another town.
Damn, Gerry, how do you like this thing? Looks pretty real, doesn't it?
Certainly does. You know, it's nice of Phyllis to lend this to us for the show. Costume jewelry this nice is awfully expensive.
That reminds me, we still haven't told Phyllis we nixed her deli diamond. What are we going to do about the central stone? There's no way we can pass this thing off as a ruby.
You know, actually, Billy came up with the solution to that. From now on, it will be known as the White Ruby of Branchapore.
Is there even such a thing as a white ruby?
There is now. And Louie, please be careful with that between performances. I wouldn't want it to get misplaced or stolen.
Don't worry. You know, I figured this is our ace in the hole. Phyllis will be so worried about it, she'll just forget about the play.
There's something to that, all right.
I feel a lot better if there was a back to that safe. You know, someone could easily just sneak up behind it and pluck it right out.
I could nail one on.
Tell you what, I'm not going to let you set prompting once the curtain's up. Why don't I just hang on to the thing and then hand it to Saul when he reaches into the safe?
Did you, Aggie? It really put my mind at rest.
No trouble at all.
Well, you better start practicing now, only one night before the opening.
Easy as pie, but the practice couldn't hurt.
So you ready for the mob yet?
I guess so. As long as they're in costume.
If they're not, it's their tough luck. All right, everyone, let's go! On stage!
Yeah, we're coming.
Right along the front of the stage, I want to see how you all look. Costume seem to fit all right.
I think mine's just a bit too small for me.
Hey, I didn't say a word!
You better not.
Polly, be fair. It's one thing if he's teasing you, but if you blow up at him every time you think he might say something.
Yes. You're right. Saul, I apologize. Just pre-rehearsal jitters, I guess.
Nah, no problem.
Good. Now turn around. I want to see how you all look from the back. Yeah. Henry, fix that collar. Yeah, you all look fine. Violet, why aren't you wearing that wig?
Oh, it's too big. Here, let me show you. See? I look like a British sheepdog.
Can't you, like, hit it or tuck it in or something?
I'll think of something. I didn't have time just now.
Okay. Well, you're all going to look just fine. Let's see how well you can act.
Place this back one.
May as well start, yes.
You want to do it with the lights?
Yes, I want everything exactly like the performance.
Gerry, I think you just got your wish.
In spades.
Oh, Gerald! I have the most dreadful news. We're going to have to change the name of my show.
Phyllis, we can. All the programs have been printed, the publicity
But
is
we
mailed out.
must. I have just discovered a movie with the same title. A Murder Most Foul. Oh.
Phyllis, dear. The audience is not going to confuse it for a movie. See that it's not a movie.
Right, in a movie, no one forgets their lines.
Don't say things like that, Saul. I'm having enough trouble already.
I do hope you're joking, Marla.
Who? Oh, Smitty. I almost forgot your real name.
Yeah, no one ever uses it except my mother.
And Phyllis.
Well, I just think nicknames are so vulgar, don't you, Saul?
I'm the wrong guy to ask, Phil.
Oh!
You're here tonight. We could really use your help.
Really? How?
You can listen to the lines and make sure they're doing them properly.
And where does that leave me?
I don't mean the words so much, Aggie. More of the little nuances of their interpretation.
You mean the ones you keep forgetting to tell me to write down?
Yes.
Well, shall I sit out there beside you?
No. It's just I take notes during rehearsal, and I wouldn't want to distract you.
Louie, you got a chair back there for our playwright?
If you got a dust rag.
Oh, this is thrilling! Simply thrilling!
Got any other surprises for us? I could use a thrill right about now.
It'll be okay, Saul. Just don't lose your temper.
What the hell are nuances? Don't ask. Just grit your teeth and pray you've got them.
I thought you wanted us to go through without interruption. How are we supposed to do that? Phyllis back there listening for nuances.
Well, hey, cheer up. Maybe Louie will drop a sandbag on her.
I'm ready!
Okay. Louie, dim the lights and we'll get started.
You want to do the music?
Yes, exactly like the performance.
Everybody, hold places during the music!
I'm off stage when the curtain rises. I don't have a place.
You're lucky.
Quiet, everyone!
Lord Dudley, will there be anyone at dinner tonight besides Sir Percival, the famous archaeologist, Dr. Rex Forbes, the famous scientist, and Stephen Sellers, the famous millionaire?
Other than myself and Lady Margaret, my wife, socialite Diana Lassiter. No, Doris.
That's what I thought.
Have you yet located that book on famous jewels of India that I told you must be there on that shelf?
Ah, yes. Here it is. I say, Lord Dudley, you never told me there was a curse on the famous white ruby of
What?
All right, it's all right.
But that's supposed to be the Delhi
You
diamond!
have to change it, Phyllis.
Go for what possible reason?
It looks silly next to the liverwurst.
What? Liverwurst? There's no liverwurst in my play.
We just wanted to keep it that way.
I beg your pardon?
Phyllis, just please go back off stage and Aggie will explain the change.
But I
Phyllis, we open tomorrow night.
Very well then. Very well.
Go on.
To the top? I already put the feather duster away.
No, just go from where we broke.
All right. Would you, Violet?
Oh, sure. The famous white ruby of Ranchipur.
Oh, fiddlesticks! A lot of hogwash! Damn superstitious rot!
But the book distinctly says that Lord Clyde the first owner of the white ruby of Ranchipur. Gerry, can I just say ruby? I hate to say the whole mouthful every time.
Yes, just please go on.
The first owner of the ruby was found floating in his tub,
Oh!
in his own blood.
Oh!
And the next owner, Sir Giles Renfrew, had no sooner purchased the ruby from Lord Clyde's estate when he was found trampled in his stables by his favorite horse.
Oh!
And the next owner,
Fiddlesticks! A lot of hogwash! Damn superstitious! Nope. Boulder down! Old wives' tales!
how can it be? They are all dead, aren't they?
Yes, but consider, I bought the ruby this morning and I'm fine. Oh,
Lord Dudley, is anything wrong?
nothing, just one of my beastly attacks.
How long have you had them?
Since this morning.
You don't suppose.
Nonsense! Sheerest coincidence, merest chance.
Dr. Forbes is here, Lord Dudley.
Ah, it is your fiancée, Diana.
Jerry, that's a really stupid line. She'll know it's her fiancé.
No, it doesn't.
I can wear a signboard.
Now really, Saul.
Saul, it's too late to make any changes. Just please go on.
It is your fiancée, Diana.
Ah, yes. Being engaged to the world-famous scientist has made me the envy of all the girls in England.
Ah, but a lovely belle like you deserves a ring, ha?
Speaking of dumb lines,
I like that
Line is supposed to be lighthearted. The merriment provides emotional contrast with the atmosphere of terror.
that's the general atmosphere, all right?
Oh.
Go on.
Doris, will you show the gentleman sure you two young people will want to be alone. I'll just toddle off to my room and butter about. Oh.
Not that way, Henry. That goes to the kitchen and the maid's quarters.
Right, you're right, Gerry, of course, yeah. I mean, she is quite a good-looking maid.
Henry!
Only joking, dear.
I'm not good looking?
Oh, well,
Let it go.
Saul's got one first.
I do? Oh, all right. Well, really, Lord Dudley, you needn't go.
Nonsense! I was once in love myself.
Why did he say that in the past tense?
Ollie, please.
Sorry.
Diana! My darling!
My sweet.
My darling, I have a surprise for you. Oh, damn it!
What's the matter?
I got this stupid necklace. Aggie!
Here, sorry about that.
Aggie, as a stage manager, it's your job to make sure everyone has their props.
I know. Phyllis was talking to me about nuances, and I missed Saul's cue.
Phyllis, you cannot be chatting backstage while we're working.
I'm sorry, dear Gerald. I forgot Agnes has things to do. My fault for not reminding her. Agnes.
Shall we pick up from where he dropped?
No spot as any.
My darling, I have a surprise for you. The white ruby of Ranchapur.
Oh, how incredibly lovely it is. Might I try it on?
Not afraid of the curse?
Well, not very much. May I, please?
Certainly you shall. Here, allow me. It is lovely in such a lovely setting.
Oh, Rex, what a thing to say.
I cannot decide which is lovelier. You are that fabulous gem.
I simply must see myself in it. Let me go find a mirror.
Diana, that necklace, how could you? Take it off at once.
Lady Margaret,
And take it off, I say, this instant.
Lady Margaret, there's surely no harm done.
No harm, you say. How could you endanger the life of this dear girl, and your own fiancé, no less?
Ooh, I don't believe in silly curses, Lady Margaret. After all, this is the 20th century. Oh.
Diana, are you all right?
Yes, I think so. It was just momentary. The room seemed to dip. My head started to spin. Oh, but I'm all right now.
I shall place this where it shall do no more harm.
Lady Margaret, you're surely being silly.
Perhaps I am, but it is better to be safe than sorry.
Are you going to take that before Lord Dudley has seen his newest possession?
He shall see it in good time, when I feel brave enough to wear it. And do not forget, he gave it to me, so it is in actuality mine to deal with as I so choose. I pushed it too far?
Would you mean to say there's no back on that thing? My fault. I forgot I was supposed to be back there to grab the damn thing.
Aggie, help me make notes of all these things.
Of course I am. Just keep forgetting to read them.
We're never going to be ready by tomorrow night, never. We've been here almost an hour already, and we're not even halfway through the first act.
And we've only had 2 rehearsals of the 3rd. That's the most important act in the show.
Aggie's right. That's the act we're all really panicky about.
Hey, how about we do that act right now? It's hard to do everything that comes before it with that act hanging over our heads, so we feel more confident about it. I'm
All
sure.
right. Anything to get this show nailed down. We'll do your 3rd act, and then we'll run through the whole thing as fast as we can.
How long will that take? My mother doesn't like me out too late on the school night. I just barely passed that last exam.
The sooner we start, the sooner we'll finish. Let's get moving, people.
All right.
You want to do that with slides?
No, wait until we're running the whole thing.
Okay, just give me a second while I'm in the right spot on my tape.
You have nothing until the phone bell. Just find it while we're running the act.
I'll try my best.
All right, everyone. Top of back 3.
Oh, I got it!
Phyllis, you cannot keep interrupting rehearsal this way.
But I solved the problem of the liver stuff.
Damn it, Phyllis, that's already been solved.
There's no need for profanity, Saul.
That's what you think.
Oh, please hear me out. I was so concerned about the loss of my lovely double alliteration.
All right. We'll hear your solution, but please be quick about it.
diamond. We could call it the Darjeeling diamond. Do you see? It is still named after a town in India, but now
Fine, we'll make your change. Just please, Phyllis, go back off stage, and I don't want to see or hear from you until the end of the act. Got it?
But you don't have to be so huffy about it.
What do you think? Does everyone have the new name for that stupid jam?
Yeah, whatever.
Right. See if we can get through the whole act without stopping.
What do you want to bet?
Louie! Play 6! Everybody! The next person who interrupts dies! I don't mean gets yelled at. I don't mean chewed out. I mean dies!
On your marks, get set, go! I will definitely give the most charming parties in the whole of England.
Oh, Diana, you were too kind. If he's so helpful to not be here.
You know, I'm worried about Percival. He's never accepted an invitation to one of my parties. He's not shut up. At least that's what he were.
Top play about is better than motor trouble.
Yes, indeed, as you have said that.
Yes, I see that. Oh, damn it!
Wait, this is all my fault. I should have been creating a pleasant atmosphere for you to work in instead of striking terror to your heart. Please just go on, but take it easy.
Does that mean you're not going to kill Polly?
Yes, but don't you start getting too comfortable.
Right.
Go ahead, Polly. The roads can be treacherous at night.
I can't think. My mind's gone blank.
Don't say such a thing, for it would make one think.
Yes. Don't say such a thing. It would make one think that perhaps there's some truth after all in the story about the curse.
Nonsense! There is no such thing as a curse.
And yet, everyone who has ever owned the Darjeeling diamond
Beautiful, just beautiful.
has always met with a dreadful demise.
But Percival doesn't own the diamond, the ruby, the diamond anymore, not since he sold it to Lord Dudley for Lady Margaret's confection.
Collection!
Percival did own it, and that might be enough.
See here, Dr. Forbes.
Stop it, all of you. Will you all please take a deep breath and relax? Good. Now go on, but enjoy yourselves a little.
See here, Dr. Forbes. You are a man of science. Surely you don't believe in curses.
All I know is there are strange things in history, things which defy rational explanation.
Nonsense! Sheer poppycock. Poppycock. Superstitious dribble.
Quite close to blip.
Damn it.
Slow down.
Quite possibly, Lord Dudley. And yet, where is Sir Percival?
Frankly, I'm glad he's not here.
Oh, my God, what does the thing just say?
I mean it. Sir Percival is no gentleman.
Here now, what are you saying?
When he looks at me, I feel as though his pants were running all over my body.
It's his hands on his hands.
That's what I said.
You said pants.
Oh.
Look, all of your fun is fun, but we'd like to take it home before dawn.
When he looks at me, I feel as though his hands. I feel as though his hands were running all over my body.
But he is a knight of the...
That's it, laugh it up. See how funny this is tomorrow night.
But he is a knight of the realm.
He is a disgusting toad, and such toads can be lecherous at night. Begging your pardon, Lord.
Take it easy.
Should we delay dinner any longer?
No, I think not. Can't wait for Sir Percival forever. Shall we, my dear?
I suppose so, but don't you think someone should call Percival's flat and ascertain the reason for his absence?
Oh,
Do you know, that might be a sound idea. There is something distinctly odd about all of this.
All of what, Stephen?
This business with Percival and the necklace. He did say he was bringing it tonight, Lady Margaret.
Well, actually,
Well, now what's the matter?
Okay, so I was just thinking. So Saul brings the necklace in the first act, right? And then I put the necklace in the
Oh
space.
dear, I completely forgot to give you the new line. When I rewrote the first act a couple weeks back, I completely forgot about the line of this one.
A hell of a time to think of it. What's the new line?
I don't have the rewrite with me.
Approximately then. Just give us the gist of it and we'll improvise.
Well, Polly's line, it's basically the same, only she says something to Billy about him not being here when Saul brings the necklaces to Percival, do you see?
What?
You get that, Polly?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I need a cup of coffee. Louie, is there any coffee back there?
For want of a better name.
It'll have to do. Come on, Phyllis. The rest of you get back to work.
Okay. Yes. Billy, can you give me your line?
He did say he was bringing it tonight, Lady Margaret.
Well, actually, I never spoke with him directly, but there was a message delivered this morning in the post saying that he'd asked Dr. Forbes to deliver it for him.
What? On St. Swithin's Day?
Wait a second. That makes it sound like it's against the law to ask somebody to deliver something on the holiday. Your part about the post has to come last, Polly.
Okay. Let me try it again.
Yeah.
But there was a message saying that Percival asked Dr. Forbes to deliver it in a message delivered this morning in the post.
Go ahead, Smitty.
What? On St. Swithin's Day?
Now what?
Now it sounds like she can't go ahead on St. Swithin's.
I don't give a damn what it sounds like if you children want to play games instead of rehearsing.
Sorry. Go on, Smitty.
St. Swithin's Day?
By Jove, I never thought of that. Margaret, are you certain about this message?
Why, come to think of it, no.
Oh.
You mean you didn't receive a message?
Why, yes, I did, but now I wonder if it were actually from Percival.
But did it come by post?
Well, I assumed it had.
Assumed? You mean you didn't actually see it?
Why? No.
Oh.
Then how did you know its contents?
Why? Oh, Dr. Forbes told me what it had said.
Why? Is there any reason I shouldn't have?
Why, no, of course not, old chap. Only, if there was no delivery of the post today, then how?
It was not a letter, it was a telegram.
I should very much like to see that telegram.
As a matter of fact, I don't have it. It was phoned from the telegraph office.
Doris, have there been any telephone messages this evening?
Now listen here, you young pup. Are you doubting my word?
Oh, of course he isn't Rex. Stephen, you should apologize to Dr. Forbes.
Oh, I shall, as soon as Doris answers my question.
No, sir.
What? Are you quite sure?
The telephone has been out of order since this afternoon, Mom.
Aha! And what do you say to that, Dr. Forbes?
Oh, come on. Oh, God damn it, Phyllis Wonderdog.
What have I done? What are you talking about? Did I get the bells out of order?
Phyllis, what were you doing with the tape?
Well, I just wanted to listen to the sound
Yeah, you'll waste everything. I mean, there's nothing on this tape, Gerry, nothing.
Louie, are you sure?
Listen to yourself.
I don't hear anything.
That's what I mean. I can't do anything with these old shoes.
Louie, you're not leaving.
I can't do a damn thing if I stay. I've got to go home and retake every single one of those sound effects before the opening. You know, if that bubble-brained idiot even comes close to my machine again, I'm gonna do some very bad things.
I've been thinking, wouldn't it be easier to just hook the phone up to a button backstage? There's so many phone calls in this play. Wouldn't you just manually ring it?
I guess it would save me some time to leave those rings off the tape, but she keeps pressing buttons.
I can do the buttons. The wire's already backstage, and there's a storage battery.
Okay, fine. Just put the button somewhere close to my machine so I have to get up to reach it.
Of course.
Oh, and the rest of you, please remember one thing. Just one, okay? When you use the phone in the play, make sure to hang it up correctly. If it's hung so as the button isn't depressed by this speaker part, it won't ring. Got it?
Good God.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a hell of a lot of shit to do.
Oh, I am so dreadfully sorry. I feel I owe each and every one of you an apology.
I'm going to write it down and mail it to them.
Probably on St. Women's Day, yeah.
How's that for fast work?
Hey,
Just you. Deserve a cup of coffee.
I'll tell her the stuff Louie brewed.
shall we go on?
Go on or else.
Okay. Does that answer your question?
Stephen, I believe you owe Dr. Forbes an apology.
Aggie!
Oh, sorry, I was drinking my swill.
Doris, you best answer that before we owe the caller an apology too.
Hello? Who? Why, yes, he is. Just a moment. It's for you, sir.
Doris, who is it?
Oh, why, it can't be! I mean,
Yes, Doctor. Exactly what do you mean?
why,
What? Why, no. No. Thank you. Thank you very much.
My God. You look so strange. What did Percival say?
That was not. Aggie,
You gotta be more careful.
that was not so personal.
Then who was it?
That was Miles Taylor, a good friend of mine.
Stephen, I do not understand.
Nor I.
It is quite simple. I asked Miles to ring up and say he were Sir Percival, so that I could observe the effect it would have upon Dr. Forbes. I think you will all agree that he was struck dumbfounded.
It
nonsense!
is all nonsense, sir. I myself observed the self-same reaction myself.
But what could it mean?
Yes. What does it mean?
Yes. What can it possibly mean?
Doris, you're forgetting your place.
Sorry.
I can explain what it means. It means that this man, after murdering Sir Percival,
How dare you, Zora, have you in court for this? Such accusations are actionable. To tarnish my good name, it's libelous.
Ha! I cannot be sued successfully for libel if my accusation should prove true.
Ha! And just how do you intend to prove them true?
Ha! Quite easily, after a look at that necklace. Would you mind getting it, Dr. Forbes?
Ha! There's no proof on that necklace. I'll show you. Aggie!
God damn it, I forgot. I swear I won't forget tomorrow night. I won't. Things have just been kind of hectic, what with Phyllis here and all.
Aggie, don't cross with the audience to see you.
I know, I won't.
All right, let's see. Stand a little closer, Aggie. Thank you. Now where's your ridiculous proof?
You yourself have shown the proof, Dr. Forbes. For if you are not the murderer, then how did you know the combination to that safe?
Oh!
Great heavens! He's right.
Blast you, Stephen Sanders! But there's one thing you did not account for. I am armed!
You are a scoundrel.
Oh, I'd very much like to suspend our engagement this moment.
In that case, Diana, will you marry me?
With all my heart, Stephen.
Oh,
Doris, telephone for the constabulary at once.
Do so when you are dead, my dear.
Oh, Mom, what shall I do?
Stand where you are. Put your hand in there. The rest of you, do likewise. Aggie, phone's supposed to ring there?
Oh, God damn it, this is going to be hell tomorrow night. Dash into the safe, get hair, salt, and effort, and running back to help Louie in the town room. Not to mention following the script so I can kill people.
Well, I could pass him the necklace tomorrow night. I'd feel a lot safer having it in my hands anyhow.
Phyllis, won't you be out front?
Well, I could come up for this part. I mean, I'd have to be backstage and take my bow anyhow.
I don't know.
We can hash this out later. Right now, let's just get on with this thing.
And the rest of you, do likewise! Damn it, blast, who's that?
That is my friend, Miles Taylor. I told him to bring us back shortly after his first call. If I do not answer, he shall summon the law, and they shall arrive here with a warrant for your arrest, Stanley Grimes.
Oh, Stanley Grimes? Do you mean that criminal laboratory assistant to Dr. Forbes?
To the late Dr. Forbes, unless I miss my guess. Your fiendish felonies are over, Grimes, so put down that pistol and surrender.
Never! I may go to the gallows, but none of you in this room will live to see it.
Oh, please, Lord, might I leave the room?
Stand where you are! But, before I destroy you all, I must ask, how did you come to suspect me, Sellers?
I arrived too late, as you all know. As a result, I had time to hear the news broadcast which told of the vanishing of Sir Percival's body, dead of a rare cobra poison. You, of course, had already disconnected the telephone here at the switchbox, so that no one else would hear the news. But when I was hanging up my overcoat and accidentally knocked down yours, I found a flagon of that very poison in the pocket. Why then, I knew. Immediately, I reconnected the telephone, rang up Miles, told him my plan, and...
Excuse me, my dearest darling one.
Oh, yes.
What did you know when you found that foul fiend's flagon?
Why, how this man had schemed to keep alive the legend of that curse. He immersed the necklace in the cobra venom, so that all who handled it would shortly become ill. He sought in this way to devalue it, to make Lady Margaret loathe the sight of it, and then he could have it for considerably less than its real value. So anxious would she be to sell the ball.
Go and I would have been too. Oh, curse you, Stanley Grimes!
Bah! There's no such thing as curses! And I coated my hands in an antitoxin to prevent the penetration of that potent poison, too.
Ring, ring! Police siren noises!
What the hell is that?
Get real sirens tomorrow night!
The law's upon us, Stanley Grimes. So surrender yourself.
Never! I shall sell this necklace and move wealthily to another country.
No.
Ugh!
Oh, it's the curse! The curse! Damn it!
Darjeeling diamond?
It's the curse of the Darjeeling diamond!
He's dead!
Oh, yes. He disobeyed the laws of society, and now a higher power has intervened.
Oh, Stephen! Hold me, hold me.
Hell no, we've only just begun. All right, you've had your third act, now let's run through the whole thing as fast as we can.
My mother's going to murder me.
Oh, but my dear, it is such a good cause.
moment now those doors will be open and the audience will be let in.
They have to? I'm not sure I'm kidding. I'm really getting scared.
That's good, Smitty. You know, the worst way to approach a performance is with complacency. Nervousness gives a player energy.
Well, nervousness is giving this player creeping paralysis. Aggie may have to push me on stage.
And don't think I won't. I was a sergeant in the paratroops. Everybody jumped, whether they wanted to or not.
I don't know. I'm not worried about the regular audience. They don't know if we screw up. It's the thought of Gerry sitting there in the front row. He'll know every error.
There's nothing to worry about. I won't be out front tonight. Tonight I'll be backstage with Maddie helping her play.
How come? Don't you want to see the show? Not that I blame you.
Maybe tomorrow night. Tonight, Phyllis is going to be out front. If I was out there, she'd want to sit next to me, and I don't think I can handle that.
Jerry, that reminds me. She still insists on being the one to hand Saul the necklace. Now it saves me busting my behind, galloping to the safe and back to the soundboard. But I'm worried she may get so caught up in listening to her own play, she'll forget.
If she does, this play will end with a real murder.
Well, I did it. Took me till damn near 3 o'clock in the morning. But I was able to get all those sound effects back in order on the tape, finally.
Hey, good job.
I hope you skipped the phone bells.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Oh, but I did add some cool thunder and lightning effects.
Okay.
Louie, there's no thunderstorm in this play.
Oh, come on, Jerry. Whoever heard of a murder mystery without a thunderstorm effect? Believe me, we're gonna need it.
But Louie, there's no spot for a thunderstorm.
What do you want to bet?
I've been through this play 100 times. I know that there's no place for a thunderstorm. You're just going to distract the action.
Jerry, I guarantee you there is a perfect spot in this play for a thunderstorm effect show that won't distract these actors.
Where?
That'll be my surprise. Trust me. When have I ever let you down?
Have you tasted the coffee?
Better than all.
Don't do it, Jerry.
Do it, Jerry.
Don't you?
There's one thing I love, Jerry. It's a sucker bet.
I hate him on the stage. There's no place to hide.
Hello, hello, hello. Well, the magical night is upon us at last.
So will our audience be if that door doesn't get closed.
Well, I just wanted to wish you all the best of luck tonight.
I can't do that on the stage, Phyllis. It's bad luck. You gotta tell us to break a leg.
I'll never understand the theater.
Ha! That's a fine thing for a playwright to say.
The audience is coming in. Would you all like to join me for a prayer?
I'll take that.
Please, God.
St. Genesius, pray for us.
Saint Genesius, pray for us.
All right, I'm going off stage. Places, people.
Wait, Saul, who's St. Genesius?
Patron saint of the theater. He performed for the Roman emperor and they had him put to death. Ooh.
I hope there are no emperors up front tonight.
Amen.
Lord Dudley, will there be anyone at dinner tonight besides Sir Percival, the famous archaeologist, Dr. Rex Forbes, the famous scientist, and Stephen Sellers, the famous millionaire?
Ah, other than myself and Lady Margaret, my wife, and the lovely socialite Diana Lassiter. No, Dormans. Ah,
That's what I thought.
say, Diana. Have you yet located that book on famous jewels of India that I told you must be there on that shelf?
Ah, yes. I say, Lord Dudley, never told me there was a curse on the Darjeeling Delhi. Ranchipur diamond.
It is known by many names, my dear.
It is? Oh, yes, it is. Lots of them.
Fiddlesticks, a lot of hogwash. The curse, I mean. A lot of hogwash. But doesn't the book distinctly say?
Yes, but the book distinctly says that Lord Clyde Fortescue, the first owner of the diamond, was found floating in his tub. The diamond wasn't floating, of course.
No, of course not. But what was?
He was.
Oh!
In his own blood.
Oh! And what about the next owner?
And the next owner, Sir Giles Renfrew, had no sooner purchased the diamond from Lord Clyde's estate when he was found floating in his stables by his favorite horse, trampled. And the next owner...
Balderdash! Nonsense! A lot of old wives' tales. Bah!
They are all dead, aren't they? The owners, not the old wives.
Yes! But consider, I bought the ruby this morning and I'm fine. Oh, the diamond. Oh!
Lord Dudley, is anything wrong?
Nothing.
Everything. Oh.
Nothing. Just one of my beastly attacks.
You don't suppose?
Don't you want to know how long I've been having the beastly attacks?
How long have you had them?
Since this morning.
That long, huh?
Don't you suppose that I would suppose?
You don't suppose?
Nonsense! Merest coincidence, merest chance. Bah!
Dr. Dunn is here, Lord Courtly.
This is your fiancée, Diana. Your fiancée, Diana.
Yes. Being engaged to the world-famous scientist has made me the envy of all the girls in London. England. London, England.
This has to be wrong. To have a ring.
You flatter me, Lord Dudley.
What doors will you show the gentleman? Oh, at once, my lord.
Saul!
Coming! I'm sure you two young people will want to be alone. I'll just toddle off to my room and putter about.
He must be using the outside stairway.
Yes, that must be it.
Really, Lord Dudley, you needn't go.
Oh, nonsense! I was once in love myself. I was once in love myself, you know. Damn it!
Diana, my darling.
My sweet.
My darling, I'm surprised.
God damn it! Who knew? I like surprises.
I kind of thought you did.
I can't wait to see what it is.
It's really worth waiting for.
So excited!
I knew you would be.
Can't find it, huh?
Just a moment, I must have left it in my coat. The necklace, where the hell's the necklace?
Get it from her. Here, I'm so
Here.
sorry.
Wrong surprise. Just give it to me. My darling, I have a surprise for you. The white ruby of Ranchapur, or whatever it's called.
Oh, how incredibly lovely it is. Might I try it on?
Not afraid of the curse?
Well, not very much. May I, please?
Certainly you shall. Here, allow me. It is lovely in such a lovely setting.
Rex, what a thing to say.
I cannot decide which is lovelier. You are the fabulous gem.
I simply must see myself in it. Let me go find a mirror.
Diana, that's necklace. Where is it?
In here.
Take it out at once. off, I say, this instant.
Lady Margaret, there is surely no harm done.
Oh, no harm, you say? How could you endanger the life of this dear girl, and your own fiancé, no less?
Oh, I don't believe in silly curses, Lady Margaret. After all, this is the 20th century. Oh,
Diana, are you all right?
yes, I think so. Just momentary. The room
Everybody places for Act 2!
Oh.
Ah, Diana, I was seeking Lady Margaret.
Lady Margaret is cutting roses in the garden, Stephen. She may not return for some time.
Would you mind if I waited for her here?
Naturally not.
Might I sit?
If you are so inclined.
Diana, oh my God. Diana,
Yes, Stephen?
would you take offense if I were to...
Stephen, what are you trying to say?
Oh, dash it all, Diana. Must we play at words? You know the message that longs to cry out from within my heart.
Is it possible? Do I dare for a moment imagine that the message within your heart is the self-same message that yearns to cry out from within my own? Your fly is open.
And yet you do not draw away. I am almost afraid to.
Then cease your noble trepidation, Stephen Sellers, for though I am a high-born lady, I am also a woman.
Oh, Diana.
Oh, Stephen.
Oh, Diana.
Oh,
Places
Stephen.
for Act 3! Places! Change your mind, I'll join you. Parachutes will never like this. No.
Okay, what's the difference between a parachute and this play?
What, Louie?
When a parachute opens, you have nothing to worry about.
You give the most charming parties in the whole of England.
Ah, Diana, you are too kind. A pity Sir Percival could not be here. Oh.
Do you know, I'm worried about Percival. He's never accepted an invitation to one of our parties and did not show up, at least. Not without sending word.
Ah, it's Lady Margaret. He might have been another.
Yes, indeed. I do hope he hasn't had. I do hope he hasn't had. I do hope he hasn't had. I do hope he hasn't had an accident. These words can be treacherous at night. Roads.
Don't say such a thing! It would make one think that perhaps there's some truth after all in the story about the curse.
No, nonsense. There is no such throwing as a keist. Thing as a curse. The king is a thirst.
And yet, everyone who has ever owned a giant red ruby has always met the devil's demise.
Oh, but Percival doesn't own the diamond anymore, not since he sold it to Lord Dudley for Lady Margaret's collection.
Nevertheless, Percival did own it. That might be enough.
See here, Dr. Forbes, you are a man of science. Surely you don't believe in curses.
Louie, that's Billy?
All I know is there are strange things in history, things which defy rational explanation.
Nonsense. Sheer cocky cock. Sheer cock. Cock. Superstitious dribble.
Quite truthfully, Lord Doodling. And yet,
And yet,
where is Sir Percival?
Frankly, I'm glad he's not here.
oh, why, Diana, what a thing to say.
Yes, indeedy, I'll say.
a knight of... but he is a knight of the realm.
He is a disgusting toad, and such toads can be lecherous at night.
Begging your pardon, my lord, but should we delay dinner any longer?
Oh, no, I think not. Can't wait for Sir Percival forever.
I suppose so, but I doubt you think someone should call Percival's flag to ascertain the reason for his absence.
Ah, do you know, that might be a sound idea. There is something distinctly odd about all of this.
All of what, Stephen?
This business about Percival and the neculace. Neculace. He did say he was bringing it tonight, Lady Margaret.
Well, actually, I never spoke with him directly, but there was a message delivered this morning on the post. The mailman brought it.
What? On Swithin's Day? Saint Swithin's Day?
By Jove, I never thought of that. Margaret, are you certain about the mailman?
Why, come to think of it, no.
You mean you didn't receive a mailman?
Message.
That too?
Why, yes, I did, but now I wonder if it were actually from Percival.
But did it come on a post?
Well, I assumed it had.
Assumed? You mean you didn't actually you didn't see the mailman? You didn't see him?
Whatever it was. No!
Then how did you know it's meant?
Why? Dr. Forbes told me what it had said.
Yes, indeed.
Is there any reason why you shouldn't have?
Is there any reason I shouldn't have?
Why, no, of course
Then
not.
why you ask?
If there was no delivery of the post today, then how?
It was not a letter, it was a telephone. A cable car. Telegram.
I should very much like to see that telegram.
As a matter of fact, I don't have it. It was phoned from the telegraph office.
Doris, have there been any telephone messages this evening?
Now listen here, you insolent young punk. Are you doubting my word?
Oh, of course he isn't Rex. Of course he isn't Rex.
Stephen.
Of course he isn't Stephen.
Should I apologize to Dr. Forbes?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Oh, I shall. As soon as.
Doris.
Doris.
What was the question?
I don't know.
Well, surely someone must remember.
I sure as hell don't.
Me neither.
Not I.
No, sir.
No what?
That was the answer to the question.
What? Are you quite sure?
I've ordered since this afternoon. Mom!
And what do you say to that, Dr. Forbes?
God damn it!
The wind is quite loud tonight.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Stephen, I believe you owe Dr. Forbes an apology.
Doris, you must answer that.
Before we owe the caller an apology too?
Yes.
Hello? Yes? Just a moment. It's for you.
What? Doris, who is it?
Sir Percival.
What? No. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you.
Why, it can't be. I mean...
Oh, you mean it can't be so possible, right?
Yes.
Right.
Exactly what do you mean?
Why,
I'm off the phone! Polly! Margaret!
Oh, my Debbie, you look so strange. What did Percival say?
That was not so... not so possible! It wasn't him.
Then who was it?
That was a good friend of mine. I can't quite remember his name.
Miles Taylor.
Ah, thank you. Miles Taylor. A good friend of mine.
Stephen, I do not understand.
Nor I.
I can explain what it means. It means that this man, after murdering Sir Percival for the necklace... Did I say he was struck dumbfounded?
Nonsense! I myself observed the self-same reaction as you.
Oh, yes. What can it possibly mean?
Doris, you're forgetting your place?
She's not the only one.
Doris, you're forgetting your place?
How dare you, sir? I'll have you caught for this to tarnish my good name. It's libelous.
Oh, dear.
Aha! I cannot be sued successfully for libel if my accusation should prove true.
Ha! And just how do you intend to prove them true?
Ha! Quite easily. After I look at that necklace, would you mind getting it to Dr. Forbes?
Ha! There's no proof on that necklace, I'll show you. It is in here, Lady Margaret?
And like where else?
Why don't you give it another look? Ha!
I'll show you. Now where's your ridiculous proof?
You yourself have shown the proof. For if you are not the murderer, how did you know the combination to that safe?
Oh!
Oh, great heavens, he's right.
Blast you, Stephen Sellers! But there is one thing you did not account for. I am armed! I'm armed!
You, sir, are quite the scoundrel!
And I would very much like to sunder our engagement this moment.
In that case, will you marry me, Violet?
Oh, really?
I mean Diana.
Oh.
No.
I'm so sorry. With all my heart, Stephen.
Doris, telephone for the constabulary at once.
But do so when you are dead, my dear!
Oh, Mom, what shall I do?
Put your hands in the air! And the rest of you, do likewise!
Did I hear you say, and the rest of you do likewise?
Hang up the phone.
Aggie, I don't have a phone.
Hang up the phone.
There is no phone in my hands.
Stand Damn at last, who's that?
That is Miles Taylor, a good friend of mine. I told him to bring us back shortly after his first call. If I do not answer, he shall summon the law, and they shall arrive here with a warrant for your arrest, Stanley Grimes. Stanley Grimes! So put down that pistol and surrender.
Never! No! I shall sell this necklace! And move wealthily to another country! Oh!
Oh, it's the curse! The curse of the Del-Heel diamond!
French diamond!
Darjeeling diamond.
All of that! What the hell was that?